All right, let's get right into it here. Hope you guys are enjoying your Sunday evening. Tonight, we're going to be looking at the QQQ 65-minute chart here. I want to talk about a couple things because I do see certain development, and depending on how it plays out tomorrow, things could really escalate, and we may have to forecast what we may witness and possibly how this market could play out for the remainder of this week here. So as you can see, we're currently holding this rising uptrend support since mid-August. You can see there's a point there. We got up, came back down, retested it, got back up, came back down, retested it just several days ago. And then that was the Friday's action. So that uptrend support, seemingly as of today, the price is still above it. And as you can see, what happened was, though, there was a big down gap that happened. Was this let's see, Friday, Thursday? So Thursday morning, right? Thursday morning, as you can see, this was a Wednesday at close. It was just right on that micro-term moving average, and we needed to see a follow through. We talked about that. And then when we didn't see, because it was right on that micro-term, we lost the micro-term. Bulls needed to kind of reprogram the micro-term moving average by closing above it. Remember right here, once we lost the micro-term here, we reprogrammed it by thrusting above it and staying above it for another day or so. But here it's a little bit different because we lost the micro-term here and we closed right on it. It would have been better if we closed well above the micro-term, but instead what happened was on last Wednesday, we actually closed right on it. And then so next day we saw pretty significant down gap. What happened was obviously that rising uptrend support was right there to capture it. Perfect. As you can see. So we did see that Thursday pop there, and we got to moving average cluster. And we did thrust above it. All the moving averages looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on Friday morning. And then second hour, third hour, fourth hour, fifth hour, sixth hour, and we deteriorated back down. Looks like though we are seemingly right holding above some of these. You can see we got the micro term there. We got the midterm there. Midterm is this blue dotted line. And then long term there, I mean short term is right here. So we do have the moving average cluster right here. So you see, this is a very important level. If the buyers want to see that advancement to the upside next week, they must reclaim this moving average cluster. Just the way we close on Friday at close, we do have what it appears to be some sort of a mini hammer type of candle. However, this mini hammer type of candle mean absolutely nothing without the follow through. So I'm gonna give you a couple scenarios here. If we do see a follow through tomorrow morning, at least 2 hours, if we see a follow through to the upside and we can have to stay above the short term and midterm and long term, and because we can see all the moving averages are here, they're all hanging out here, basically saying this is the important level. If bulls can reprogram all the moving averages in this vicinity, they're going after to fill this down gap. But for that to happen, the first stage is holding above here. Let's see here, holding above 373.20 or so, 373.20 or so. You gotta hold above it at least first 2 hours. Then we have a great chance bulls can make that move, because here's a reason why I think that's a good possibility. Because you see that big down gap that happened on Thursday morning, that down gap was filled. That's why we see that downturn on Friday at last 4 hours of trading session, because bulls got up and fill it. When the gap gets filled, it's gonna act as resistance. Trust me, this is better, because if that gap remained open, this down gap, it would have looked something like this. We would have seen continuation to the downside, right? You see that this down gap open here. I'll show you. Right here, you see that? So there's this down gap right here. didn't get filled, came back down, right? And then we made another down gap, right? So that gap didn't get filled, and then market came down, we gapped down again, there's another down gap, market came down again, and then what happened? We saw another down gap. So down gap after down gap after down gap when the down gap does not get filled. So what I'm saying is right now, as of last Friday, this down gap was what? Filled.
Hooray.
So now the down gap got filled. We did see some pullback. That's normal because down gap got filled. It's gonna act as resistance. We came back down, but seemingly controlled, right? Because we're still above the rising uptrend support and we're above all these moving averages. So if we see a follow through to the upside and reprogram all these moving averages, very high chance we're gonna get up there and fill that down gap at about 478.40 or so. However, so this is a tricky spot here. If we see another down gap Monday morning, we see any sort of a big shenanigan flush to the downside, something like that, and losing the rising uptrend support and these moving averages, because remember, these moving averages are what? They're moving sideways. What does that mean? What does that mean when the moving average is moving sideways? It's neutral. It is waiting for somebody, either bull or bear, to reprogram these moving averages to support their cause. Right now, these moving averages are free agent. It doesn't have any direction. It doesn't know what to do. Somebody needs to go and claim its ownership. So that's what's happening here. So if we don't see upside move, if this thing start coming back down, and if we lose they lose this uptrend support, and then these moving averages start to act as resistance of some sort, well, 369.89 is gonna be very, very vulnerable, and next level of support is gonna be 367. And there are no other down gap, up gaps. I mean, we got these tiny down up gap. So 360, I could see 364, 365 for sure. So it's very important how this market plays out early in the morning on Monday morning tomorrow. Let's check out this oscillator. You can see this oscillator crossed up, this oscillator crossed up, this oscillator crossed up. We had a little bit of whipsawing action here. But what happened was that little lower high was reclaimed. You can see we broken above it. So now, if we look at the oscillator as it is advancing, right, which is a very similar look, right? This is a very similar look to this and this, yes? So now, this one, this one, this one, they all look similar to this one and this one, this one. Only difference is we're not like well above that micro term. We're sort of right on it today. You see, that's a micro term just right there. I've tweeted out. That's gonna be the level, right? We're just right on it. So the bulls can dodge another, right? Because everything is set. Everything is set right now for higher prices, right? As long as we don't see a shenanigan, this oscillator continues to advance and there's no whipsawing action. That means first 2 hours as the first stage. For full confirmation, we need the entire day bullish day. There's a very good chance we'll make advancement to the upside this coming week.